Hi everyone, my name is Anthony, and my thesis project is called Trashed. The whole purpose of this project, for me, is to educate people on plastic waste consumption, and then also giving them the tools to form better habits to saving our lovely planet. How I plan on doing that will be addressed later in this presentation, but for now, let's dive into the problem, and the problem really is that the accumulation of plastic in the oceans is growing at a rate that Earth just cannot sustain. Um, and this is being seen exponentially in the past few years. And the solution, how I plan on addressing that, essentially is through a campaign. And my goal through that campaign is to raise awareness of this issue, and then outsource this information that I will address in the campaign to a short film and a website. And then ideally, next steps afterwards would be a social media marketing campaign as well. So, how I'm going to do this, like I briefly said a little bit before, is going to just mostly focus on raising awareness of the plastic consumption and then forming good habits. So, that's what the core components of the campaign are going to be addressed. And a problem I can anticipate encountering down the road that I haven't yet faced will be that I'm essentially telling people how to change their lives and how they go about living. And humans by nature are very resistant to change, so I can anticipate some backlash from that, but hopefully with a well executed campaign, they too will see the need for changing. And this kind of goes into the progress I've made thus far with the campaign, and that is establishing a branding guideline. So as you can see, this presentation is entirely within the guidelines of my presentation. Um, this presentation is within entirely the guidelines of my campaign. And I think that's really the first steps that any campaign can really establish. So I have the fonts and the title and the color scheme that I plan on using throughout the website, the short film, social media, what have you, to kind of brand Trashed as a whole. And that's kind of how Trash was born. I wanted to use this approachable but also informative tone with my branding, as this will be the voice of the campaign here on out, essentially. And I wanted to interact and converse with my target audience while also having that substance and educational aspect to it. Um, Once I established this branding guideline, how I want the campaign to be, I was able to begin wireframing for the website, which was one of the other deliverables I plan on doing. Um, the site itself is going to mirror that of some of the other campaign sites, with the purpose of being to educate. So I'm not going to have a location on the site, however, to collect funds on sites like you'll see on For Ocean, where they actually have people collecting funds toward cleaning the ocean. Those funds that people can donate money to actually are the paychecks of the people going out on boats and collecting plastic, and I think that's so awesome. And I don't want to take away from their mission and their purpose. My goal with this site is more so to educate people and bring them to those sites, because I'm not going to be able to compete, nor do I necessarily want to compete with sites that are already doing good work in the world with that. But I think the bigger issue is that most people just don't know about plastic consumption and how it's affecting the world. Um, People will go through grocery stores. Everything is bagged in plastic. They'll bag all those bags in plastic bags, take those back, and then once they begin using a product, everything gets discarded and thrown away. And something like that is kind of put on like the back burner when we go through these motions of living life, and are not so clearly seen. So if I address that and let people know what they're doing, people will hopefully be able to make more informed decisions, and that will limit our plastic consumption. And then this will also get people into the door of sites like 4Ocean or A Cleaner Earth, and um, they can uh, donate and participate if they feel so called to, in that way as well. But like I said, that's not the purpose of this site. The site, my purpose is to get people to them and educate them. It's kind of what I anticipate this site being is almost what I anticipate the short film on being is almost an animated version of the content that I create on this site. Um, the site will be mostly informational, and then taking people to my like next steps on how they can help. A lot of people think that plastic consumption fight is one that is exclusive for like lawmakers in our country, and they all. A common thing a lot of people will think is, oh, I can't do anything, or my one plastic bottle isn't going to affect anything. And to that, I say you're right. Your one plastic bottle is not going to do everything, save or destroy the world, Earth. But if everyone on our planet thought that, then that one plastic bottle turns into 7 billion plastic bottles. And the first page, the homepage on this site is going to be reserved for informing the users on plastic consumption. That second page is going to kind of be our why, if you will, essentially why I'm doing this and why people should care. And then the third page is going to be the next steps on how people can go about making a difference in their own lives to striving to live a greener earth. That's all I have for you guys today. I am excited to continue working on the wireframing and further developing that short film. But I appreciate all the feedback I've given. If you'd like to leave any comments in the section below, I would be more than welcome them. And I look forward to showing you the final outcome of my project. Thank you.